Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about the absolute condescension in which this man spoke to me. Customer says Qdoba worker was rude to her because he assumed she was a delivery driver. Honestly, it's this stuff that makes me feel so good. Why? Not because she was treated poorly, but because how long have I been saying the discrimination in the gig economy needs to stop, and it finally swung back in your face. Literally exposed for treating a customer like a delivery driver in an absolute condescending way because she was perceived as a delivery driver. So with that said, I want to go over everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub drivers of all kinds, this customer, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A case of mistaken identity led a bartender just trying to get a burrito on the way to work quite an earful from a Qdoba worker who assumed she was a delivery driver rather than a customer. She's captured her narrative of the event on TikTok to condemn the employee's behavior. Thank you for finally exposing these restaurant workers. The amount of times that we have been discriminated against and finally it swung back at you is astounding. And you know what? They should be condemned for that. They should be exposed for piss poor integrity and character. And being such a condescending way, it is beyond not okay. It is just outright disrespectful. It's about dang time. Okay, I'm obviously very overhyped for this, but the amount of times I've said it and people are just rolling their eyes at me, honestly, I'm glad that it finally went full circle. I need to send this chick to other places to do the same thing because clearly no one believes me. The video comes courtesy of Denver-based creator Santana, Maybesantana, and her harrowing tale of bad customer service generated more than 325,000 views in less than 24 hours on the platform. The things you do for content, huh? I'm gonna leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. But I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little more annoyed than jealous this time because if I say this stuff on TikTok, it goes nowhere. But if she says it, it goes 325,000 views and people will probably defend her on the subject. Like seriously? As she relayed in the TikTok, she's worked in food service for a long time. And as she put it, I totally get how rude and horrible DoorDashers and UberEats drivers can be, she confesses. I can't tell you how many times I've been cussed out by food delivery drivers. Yeah, but here's the thing now. You're saying that you've seen DoorDash drivers and UberEats drivers act poorly towards you. Have you ever noticed that goes both ways? We are being treated poorly, therefore we go back and treat you guys poorly the same way. It doesn't make it right, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that at this point, a lot of us just got tired of being treated like crap. But then she delivered her thesis. But I don't think that those experiences and prior interactions give any food service worker an excuse to just be an absolute monster to every food delivery driver that they encounter after those specific instances. Seriously, the validation sometimes is just so necessary. If I say these things as a delivery driver, it's always going to be ran through the filter of, oh, he's a delivery driver. Clearly he's going to say that. But when a food service worker who has literally stated that she's been on the receiving end of bad food delivery drivers, what these people are doing is not okay. It holds more validity, it gets more views, it goes more viral, and quite honestly, this stuff needs to be more viral because I'm sick of it being held under a lid and no one's saying anything. Unless you're a food delivery driver, unless you're a DoorDash driver, unless you're an Uber Eats driver, because obviously our word doesn't mean anything, clearly. When Sonata went to get the burrito she ordered from Qdoba on the way to work, she reports an unpleasant encounter with the Qdoba worker she eventually got her order from, as well as the absolute condescension in which this man spoke to her. And you know that because Qdoba is a pretty popular franchise, that worker is not going to work there by the end of the day. Or they're a part of the management team and they have a little bit more job security, because who's going to report them himself? Probably not. Emphasizing that she and her girlfriend ordered food from the Qdoba website, not DoorDash or Uber Eats, meaning that there shouldn't have been any confusion when she got to the restaurant and she was a customer and not a delivery driver. Okay, here's the thing about that statement. I agree with you, don't get me wrong, but the way in which some of these orders go through their system, sometimes they can't tell the difference off the bat. If it says online order, that's it, online order. Sometimes it'll say DD or UE or GH, but at the end of the day, an online order is an online order. However, she reports less than friendly treatment when she arrived to pick up her food. After the employee pointed her to the pickup area, she explains, I go over to the shelf and see a bag. It's not my bag. I take a step back and I patiently wait. Like, whatever, maybe they're still making it. But then I realized that everyone on the line is staring at me and nobody's making food. So I make eye contact with them. You see, this is my point. This is my point. Like, literally, people will do anything to not do their job just because they think you're a delivery driver or that they think they're above it or whatever. It's not okay, and it's really just piss poor integrity and character on the side of the food service workers. There's a reason we all left that kind of environment, because we are tired of being treated that way from working with them, and yet here they are continuing to treat us poorly even after we left. At that point, they have an exchange establishing that the order is not there, and then she claims that said that they already made her order. Then, as she recounts, there's a guy with his back towards me and he just goes, it's probably not your pickup time for delivery yet. Again, the condescension is insane. They will do anything and everything to not do their job as opposed to just doing their job. While she noted the comment was interesting, she was nonplussed, not cluing in that she was being mistaken for a delivery driver. Oh, I can't wait for the big reveal on this one. This is gonna be great. But then it became clear in her next exchange with the worker, who reportedly said, you're probably just mixing up your delivery. Somebody came by and got that. Really? Somebody came by and got that? This is actually making me think about stuff like, do people just say somebody already got that because they don't feel like making the order? Or do they say that because somebody actually picked up that order already? Like, are they just inflating the numbers of stolen orders because they just don't want to do their job? Like, that's the stuff I'm thinking about right now. This isn't for delivery, Santana explains. He's like, yeah, like you're for Uber Eats or DoorDash or like wherever you work. Like, you probably got your stuff mixed up. Somebody already got that. I love how he's continuing to press that point. Like, they just don't want to do their job, so therefore, you're clearly mixed up. Honestly, I'm at the point where these workers are obviously just screwing over other people because they don't want to do their job. Now I'm starting to pick up on it. Next time somebody asks if they actually made it, ask them what they made, because clearly, not every time they're making the order at this point. Then pausing slightly for effect, she continues, I was like, this isn't for delivery. This is for me. At that point, the customer changed his tone. Suddenly, Mother Effer straightens up and was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She went on to say that he went full customer service mode after being rude as F, condescending and dismissive. Because he knows that he's screwed now. He was screwing with the delivery driver, but instead of them just doing their job, they were just continuously treating you like dog crap. Seriously, most delivery drivers have just had it with the gig economy for this reason. This didn't help her, as waiting for her food that hadn't materialized made her late for work. So now not only did they not do their job, they caused her to be late because they were completely ineffective at everything. This whole situation would have been avoided if you weren't a effing a-hole to what you assume to be delivery drivers, which I'm sure you are to actual delivery drivers, Santana says in the clip. Again, the discrimination is so real now, and and now it's being exposed as customers are on the receiving end of that. She finished with a punchline of sorts. Anyways, I got Starbucks before work. So not only did they not provide her food that which she ordered, they lost a customer permanently. Commenters chimed in, horrified by the bad customer service and also relating to the treatment of delivery drivers. This is why I stopped delivering for Doordash and Uber Eats, one remarked. I was never rude, but I was always talked to as if I was a POS for just existing. You see, this is a very common issue, yet here we are treated like criminals. Another agreed, I was so polite and always got talked to like I was a criminal. I love how they try to manipulate you into claiming an order before you even claimed an order, immediately assuming that we're gonna steal the order. I was an Uber Eats driver for years, a further commenter recalled. I went out of my way to be nice to service workers, even brought them candies around the holidays. The commenter then followed up with, most of the time, they seemed shocked that I was kind. Yeah, you know, it's funny because I asked them how their day was going one time, right? And they were shocked that I even had the conversation skills be a relatively decent human being to them. Like, is it that unheard of to ask somebody how their day is going? Not everyone in the comments sided with delivery drivers or those mistaken for them. As one contended, my restaurants to-go workers actually lose so much money from Doordash drivers, on top of the fact that they're rude and demanding most of the time. First of all, you shouldn't be losing money to Doordash drivers to begin with, unless the point you're trying to make is you're not paying them a livable wage to begin with, in which case you probably should be doing that. In what way are we rude and demanding? Are you purposely ignoring gig workers? Are you choosing not to do your job where we're demanding that you do your job and actually earn the paycheck in which you were actually being paid? Oh my god, what a concept! Seriously, people will justify poor behavior in any way, just so that way they can maintain their image instead of actually taking ownership of the piss poor integrity and character that they are displaying because they know that what they're doing is wrong and they just want to continue being that way. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, the discrimination against delivery drivers from restaurant side, from customer side, needs to stop. It doesn't matter who you are, why you believe what you're doing is okay, or anything else on that front. If you're treating gig workers poorly, you need to stop, because now you're affecting your customer base, because this person's probably not going to go back to Qdoba anymore, knowing dang well that she's going to be treated like that. And it doesn't matter if she placed the order online or in person, or she ordered it through whoever. This treatment is not okay under any circumstances. Do I think that there are bad drivers out there? Sure. Do I think that there are really good food service workers out there? Of course. But none of those two things justify discrimination under any circumstances. So make sure that no matter who you're dealing with, that you treat them exactly the way you would treat anybody else, and treat them like decent human beings, because nobody deserves poor treatment at all, unless they deserve it, in which case, all power to you, because clearly I can't stop that. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!